areas that are underneath the level of the base of the platform. As is the case with the articulated ones, the tower unit may twist left or right, fully or partially 360 degrees. This allows us to work longitudinally without the need of varying the direction of the wheels. The weight of these machines is considerable, since they have to hold the lever that is exerted as the arms exit, apart from allowing it to move with the basket up to full height.
Main works that are performed.
This system of elevation is used by structure assemblers, since, as we mentioned before, the ground at the beginning of such works may be littered with trenches and obstacles. In cases where these platforms are also aerial, it is advisable to use articulated platforms due to the combination of the arms. Refurbishment of housing or putting the final touches to new buildings, maintenance of gas or petrol stations, lighting, parks and gardens, maintenance of the hulls of boats at anchor. The telescopic type is also used frequently for works on public roads and streets due to the fact that when in working position and elevated, no arm comes out that may be hit by another moving vehicle.
Scissors type platforms.
The elevating system on these platforms consists of a mechanical unit activated by hydraulic cylinders, which allow the basket of a surface of more or less 6 square meters to be elevated with a heavier load than the aforementioned platforms. The height and width will depend on the type of work that they have to do. As a general rule, the platforms for inner works and for the more common type of maintenance are the narrow machines of up to a minimum of 0.8 meters and a height of up to 15 meters. The heights of these machines may range from 4.5 meters to 30 meters in height. These platforms go up vertically. Some models incorporate a supplementary platform that slides out of the front in order to avoid small obstacles of more or less 1.5 meters. In a few cases, some manufacturers have incorporated a sideways transporting device of 0.8 meters.
Working features.
This type of elevation allows material and more than 2 people to access the working area. It also allows us to carry out the transportation while the basket is up, although this will depend on the features of each individual machine. These platforms may also have hydraulic stabilizers to keep them level and to be able to raise the basket. As a general rule, if the ground is level, then it is not necessary to use them, except on some models.
Main works that are performed.
This type of platform is used in all works that, due to their nature, allow a platform to be raised vertically without encountering any obstacle, and which also needs to go up with plenty of material. This elevating system is used by assemblers of electrical premises, plumbing, fire systems, and cleaning on ordinary industrial sites. In a word, it provides obstacle-free access to working areas.
Features of the different transporting systems. Truck-mounted platforms.
These platforms are mounted on a truck. It should be taken into account that as it carries an elevating platform, it does not allow for an excessive load on the box, since the maximum allowed load is occupied by the platform itself. And the same goes for the amount of space. The main headache for the manufacturers is the struggle against the weight, giving a higher working height. This type of platform is used on works where the user is frequently on the road. Its special condition of being able to drive on a public road makes it an ideal machine for this type of work.
Self-propelled platforms.
Self-propelled platforms are those that are able to be transported with the arms up and the operator controlling it from inside the basket. There are other platforms on the market which do not allow for transport while in the raised position. These machines are called motorized machines. They weigh less and therefore, depending on the height at which they are to be used, need stabilizers to increase the base area of the machine. The time needed to elevate this type of machine is greater than with the self-propelled ones. With these machines, only work in closed places is allowed, unless it is registered as a special vehicle for works on the public roads. These platforms may be mounted on chains or on tyres. This will depend on the type of ground and on the fact that the platform with tyres may be 4x4, that is, with traction on the four wheels and/or with an oscillating axle, a system that allows the steering wheels to be left in contact with the ground, thus increasing the traction. Depending on the features of each self-propelled platform, a tilting device will limit the elevating. This problem may be solved by using self-propelled platforms which have built-in stabilizers to keep the machine level when the ground is uneven.
Trailer-mounted platforms.
These are called trailer-mounted because they may be towed by a vehicle by means of a ball hook or ring. As with the working features, they are slower machines to be operated on than the self-propelled ones, due to the need to install stabilizers every time that the machine needs to be raised. The saving on the transport of these machines is considerable, apart from the fact of giving us availability and not needing to depend on other means of transport. Some trailer-mounted platforms can be turned into self-propelled ones by adding a part which allows for the easy transportation of the machine onto the building site by only one operator. This half-trailer mounted platform must comply with the conditions and the features that the law stipulates. As a general rule, every single half-trailer vehicle that exceeds 750 kilos should be registered to drive on public roads. Nevertheless, this will depend on the legislation of each individual country.
Do you remember? What three types of platforms may we differentiate according to their features of elevation?
Articulated, telescopic, and scissors type.
For what kind of works are the articulated platforms recommended?
For every professional field that has to do works where it is necessary to avoid obstacles.
And the telescopic ones?
Exactly the same. Besides, in this case, they allow the basket to be placed some meters beneath the base of the machine. For example, when it comes to the maintenance of anchored boats.
What makes a scissors platform different from an articulated or telescopic one?
The scissors platform can only be elevated vertically, and the articulated ones allow us to raise the basket and move it sideways thanks to its arms.
What